cafe anyway. This is Mike's Daily Podcast Program Show. How are you?
Mike's Daily Podcast?
Yes. Well, we do this daily, and it's Mike's Daily Podcast. Broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valleyton. Today it's so hot, like we're on the face of the sun. And it's also Mike Matthews doing this podcast, and it's something that you listen to. Thank you. Do you got anxiety? Mike's Daily Podcast. I was at a party recently, and I was talking to a guy who was kind of off to the corner. He didn't want to talk to anybody at the party. And he was suffering from social anxiety. And I spoke with my lovely lady friend who is a therapist. And I said, the guy with the anxiety said some weird things. And she goes, that's typical. People with anxiety have verbal diarrhea. I don't know if that's what this podcast is. I try to take it somewhere and not just be diarrhea-ish, but try to take it in some direction that will help you perhaps, or that will be interesting to you. It's certainly interesting to me. I don't know. It could be interesting to you as well. So just, it's okay. Everything's going to be fine. I could go all biblical and say that God's got it all under control. Or I could say, hey, you're a blip in the mighty universe full of huge stars that are exploding and imploding and black holes and all the vastness and emptiness of space, and somehow we're still alive, so enjoy it while it lasts. And I guess my point being, there are other things to worry about. Try not to worry too much and enjoy your life while you're here. We're only here a short time.
Here's today's podcast picture.
Cause we're only here for a little while. Gonna hold what needs holding, bend what needs bending. Rapping it better as it means an extra mile. That would be Billy Dean. That's right. I was channeling Billy Dean there. Podcast picture today. Well, I'm glad you asked, because I have something. Should I go with a night? I went to a nice party yesterday. At a place the late great Basil the Boxer went to years ago. In fact, his buddy Bailey, his buddy Bailey is still alive after something like 15 years. That dog is still kicking and doing really well, and I'm happy about that. Saw him yesterday. We'll go with a recent picture. I don't know where. Probably another one from Oakland. See it at mikesdailypodcast.com. I'm doing so many Oakland pictures lately. Or should I do that nice sunset one? Or here's a nice one. Look at this nice one from the Jack London Square. We'll go with that one. Excellent. I'm glad we figured that out. So I spoke with some friends at this party and told them, they asked me, yeah, Mike, how you doing? Well, I was pretty honest with them. I said, look, my job got pretty stressful in the month of June. And I really thought about quitting. And they're saying, no, don't quit. Don't quit unless you got a job lined up. Have you been looking for a job? And I thought about it, and we should always be looking for a new job. Always. Always be in the mode, because if you have a job and you're looking for a new job, the chances of getting a new job are much greater because people see that you're employable. It's much more difficult once you've been laid off or once you've decided to quit someplace because you've had enough to find another job. Now, there's this thing called quiet quitting. Have you heard about that? Conan O'Brien's assistant apparently quiet quit decades ago before the whole Conan show ended. And I recently said goodbye to an employee, one of my staff. He
Right?
Quit.
Good.
He gave me a couple weeks notice, but the whole time he was there, the last 2 weeks, he had already quit. He was so checked out. He's on to a better job, but man, all I can say is watch out, Livermore. I am not driving towards Livermore anytime soon because I want to avoid the mushroom cloud. That's all I'm going to say. Make of that what you will, that statement, that little haiku, that poem. But perhaps you will take me more seriously if I put my glasses on, which I've just done, and you can't see that because it's an audio podcast, part of the joy of audio podcast. Here at Cafe Anyway, with all the wonderful people here, hanging out on a hot, hot day. We got the air conditioning going full blast. It's the Penguin Air Conditioning Company. These penguins come over, they set up the air conditioning, and that way they can play on all the ice that's formed in the igloos. But what we do when I put on the glasses, these cheaters, because I had LASIK eye surgery years ago and I don't really need glasses, but I do need glasses because I'm in my 50s now. I got the surgery done in my 30s. So now here in my 50s, I occasionally have to wear glasses to read stuff that's, well, just to read. Driving is fine, it's just the reading. And this is fascinating because I wanted to tell you this, that this is a podcast that you're listening to, thus the name Mike's Daily Podcast, but apparently in the world of podcasts, in what is known as the second quarter, which April to June, right? In that part of this year, April to June, the list of top podcast genres is topped once again by comedy. Comedy! What on earth is that? Mike has no idea. Mike is completely befuddled and bemused by what is comedy. Leading all genres of consumption as we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, 10, the last place on earth. I hope I never get consumption or die of consumption. That's a thing, and it's bad. Ask Nicole Kidman, because her character died of that in Moulin Rouge. The only thing you do is to be loved and to be loved by that mysterious thing at the very beginning of the movie. I can't think of any other songs from that. Show must go on. Oh, We Are Lady Marmalade. There we go. Okay, so leading all genres in consumption by the most weekly podcast listeners, the list with the top 5 unchanged since the first quarter. So here's what it is. As you know, the number 1 is comedy. Number 2 would be news, which we bring you a little bit of that. Number 3, society and culture, which we bring a little bit of that to you as well on this. Number 4, true crime. Oh, I've been stabbed. Who stabbed Mike? Let's do a mystery and a very long series, a serial, if you will, of podcasts till we find out the answer to who killed Mike. The answer is Hercule Poirot, Agatha Christie. Video, because video killed the radio star. Number 5 is sports. Number 6, business. I find business interesting. Number 7, arts. What is arts? That could be probably anything, really. Talking about art? Music, maybe? No, because music's at number 13. Number 8 is TV and film. Number 9, education. Adult education. Da-dun, da-dun.
That's enough. Put down the mic.
Student body's got a bad reputation. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What you need is adult education. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, back to school is better say, oh yeah, 'cause what you want is adult Education. Weirdest music video of all time with Hall & Oates. Number 10, rounding up the top 10, religion and spirituality. There you go. And then we'll just shoot through number 18 real quick. History, 11. Health and fitness, number 12. Music, 13. Science, number 14. Number 15 is leisure. Number 16, technology, tech. 17, fiction. And number 18, kids and family. It was based upon 8,500 online interviews. That's a pretty big base of interviews with weekly podcast consumers in the U.S. They had to be at least 18 years of age. And this was done between the dates of April 4th and June 30th. So yes, in fact, the second quarter. With categories based on information self-reported by podcasters using Apple's, the way Apple categorizes things. So fascinating. There you go. That's in the world of podcasts. And finally, I would like to mention this. Women who stay single and don't have kids are getting richer. Did you hear this? Wow, did you hear this story? Foregoing marriage and parenthood has a bigger payoff for American women than men, according to new research. This was published in Businessweek and Bloomberg.com. And women are choosing not to have kids, and as a result are advancing in their careers, using their wealth to buy property and travel more. Interesting. Parenthood was losing its appeal even before COVID-19, and U.S. birth rates have been falling for the past 30 years. In 1990, there were about 71 births per year for every 1,000 women aged 15 to 44. That has dropped from 71 births to 58 births. That many experts point to the rising cost of raising a family as an important factor in Americans' decision to have fewer or no offspring. The expenses in bringing up a child born in 2015 through age 17 will run an estimated $310,000 over $310,000. $310,605. There we go. And that does not include college. Some women opting not to have kids are enjoying an enviable degree of financial independence. And a growing number of women also find that this podcast is the best thing ever, and they're going to listen to it every day. Okay. Wishful thinking, Mike. So that is fascinating. What is this? Apparently, Ozzy is battling Parkinson's. And yours truly is hopefully not coming down with COVID. Not gonna go for that. No can do. There is a piece of seaweed that is going to help fight climate change. Apparently, this is the decibel, and that is a podcast. There are many innovative uses of kelp. Some coastline communities are embracing the business of kelp farming. There is this one company that says its seaweed can help cut methane emissions released by cows. There are all sorts of markets that seaweed farmers are looking into, things like pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, animal feed, packaging, seaweed packaging material that's replacing plastic. One of the areas of research, one of the concerns, one of the researchers and scientists are looking into, one of the areas researchers and scientists are looking into is when you're raising plants, what's the biosecurity? You don't want to introduce anything bad or end up harming the environment you hoped to benefit. That from the Decibel. Pod.link is one place you can find it. I haven't tried that. But there you go. That's what the Decibel is talking about. Outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth. And Mike Matthews, I think we have some people out hanging out outside. We got the fans going. People trying to cool down in this hot summertime. And here we are in September. Look who's here. Outside a cafe anyway. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How you doing? It's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what. What? Mike, all that stuff about kelp and cows and women not having babies, I don't like that talk. Well, something that's out there in the world, Brewmaster. I mean, Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Brewmaster is over here. That's right, Mike. I got some root beer for you right now. Have some right now. I'll cut you. All right. Thank you. What's in this root beer? Kelp. I need somebody. Thank you. So, to sum up, Mike Matthews has a group of friends that he sees that tell him, don't be stressed, Mike. You should get paid what you deserve to be paid, Mike. You got to find a job that you like, Mike. Why doesn't radio pay that well, Mike? I don't know. Now, that's a good question. Because there is some skill involved. And you have to know certain things. And then there's this little thing. In 2002, I was on the radio in the wonderful town of Ventura, California. And
100.7 KHAY. KHAY.
Man, I feel like a woman. Remember Shania Twain? What's this?
Reba. We heard Cindy Thompson just before that. You and I are taking a special trip into the basement of the Kehe Santa Fe Cafe to see the man who makes all the delicious root beer in sarsaparilla, the Brewmaster, on this Fat Tuesday Freak Fest at the cafe. Let's find out what sort of new root beer or sarsaparilla product he's making.
Hi there, man. Well, my Mardi Gras root beer that I was making yesterday, it's not selling so good.
Oh.
So, man, I've decided to throw it all out. I'm pouring it out now.
Oh.
Now I'm pouring it out.
Yes. And right now we would have the sound effect of water pouring out.
That's right, man. And why don't we have the sound effect for water pouring out?
Well, simply because the sound effects for water pouring out are on strike right now. And they, if we pour them out, we could get into a link. Uh-oh! There was a scab! The scab!
Matt, have a pretzel.
I think I will.
So the thing is, I was trying to play that for you a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't get the right... I didn't have it hooked up right, and it was all out of phase and didn't sound right. But there you go. Now, I wanted to play... Let's see. So that was from 2002, 20 years ago, having a little fun on the radio. That's an earlier version of the Brewmaster, who we just heard, who threatened to cut me. And let me see if there's one here.
No, I don't talk to Monica no more.
Uh-oh.
Pretty cool, tell you.
What the heck? Hello, Simon. You're so cute.
Where's the weirdest place you fell asleep, Simon?
It has to be in the back of my truck.
Okay, so that would be an earlier version of Madame Rootabega, who I think she's going to be on tomorrow's show. But, okay, so let's find... So Simon fell asleep in the back of his truck. Let's find out more. By the way, the name of this segment that we're doing here is called Let's Go Back, Matthews. I should have prefaced by saying that.
That is great. I fell asleep and in the back of my little gypsy wagon. I dance for the people and everyone is so happy. We dance together.
I love you, Madame Rootabega.
Simon, did you enjoy American Idol tonight?
Yes, I did.
Can you give me some Jolt Cola?
Yeah.
Because that's all I want, baby, is a little bit of that, because it's late. And I don't know if I can stay awake. Because I'm unusually unusual, Simon.
Yeah.
Oh, you say that again. Is this Lone Star?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Lone Star song. Written by a guy named Mark McGuinn, who looked a lot like me. We both had similar facial features, and in fact, my mom got to meet him. It was very cool, and he said, oh, Mike's my brother from another mother, and I met his other mother. But yes, that was the Madame Rootabega. Back in the day, years ago, when things were slightly different, for going back with me in the segment. Let's go back, Matthews. Yes, and when I used to do that show, it was so late at night, and I was so groggy. I ended up sounding drunk. And also during that time, I was not drinking caffeine. I had avoided caffeine because I was blaming it for back problems that I was having. When in fact, I don't think I was doing any exercise, or it might have been I was doing sit-ups the wrong way and hurting my back. You got to be careful with that, as I discovered. But there we go. Let's do now a different segment before we wrap up the show, and it's called the Mike Matthews New Tunes Feud. We have a new song here from a band called Puppy Angst. Puppy Angst. And a song called Sensitivity. Let's see if it will play because of the... Yeah. Oh, maybe the song is called Yellow Paint. Let's listen to that one instead. Oh, very nice. Puppy Angst, the name of that band. I don't want to play too much of it because it's a copyright infringement, as you know. And the other band that you can vote for, that one, Puppy Angst, or... Gosh, why do I keep getting these songs from Surface? The band that plays their name wrong. Spells their name wrong. Okay, and we did play something from... Oh, we haven't played this yet. Okay, this is a band called Paper Pools. We might have played something from them last week, but here's a song called Turn Off Your Lights. Turn on your lights. All right, let's hear a little bit of Turn On Your Lights. Here we go. It should be playing now. That's not good.
Long time, you keep it going long. Turn on your lights, turn on your lights, turn on your lights, turn on your lights now.
Ah.
Turn on your lights, turn on your lights, turn on your lights.
Turn on your lights now. Gotcha. Okay. So that's Paper Pulls versus Puppy Angst. Which one did you like better? You can call me 336MM Daily. 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM as in Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast tries to be. Sometimes I get interrupted, but we've been doing pretty good so far. So with more on how to reach me via email and my website and all that, here is A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
All right, and that was episode 2487. And by the way, I'm on another podcast called Heart of Innovation. I was on that one talking about when my mom passed earlier this year and some of the medical problems surrounding that. It's a health and medical podcast, Heart of Innovation. You can find that wherever you get your podcast. But for more on Mike's Daily Podcast and all the places that you can find it, go to the website mikesdailypodcast.com.